Welcome to the Slouch Theory. Oh, Slouch Theory. Slouching. Slouching.
Okay. All right. It seems as though today might be a day of challenge. It might be a challenging day. Maybe. It could completely turn around. And it hasn't been. It's not like it's been bad. It's been challenging. Since I woke up, the challenge has begun. I'm in a kind of a what the fuck moment, you know? Like, fuck all this coming from? What's all this about? I wasn't doing this a couple days ago. Fuck you acting weird for? Why the fuck is everyone acting weird? Why? What's wrong with you guys, huh? Shit's getting weird, yo. Shit is getting weird, chief. All the zodiac people and the astrologers and the people that be talking about, like, you know, seeing the future and whatnot on YouTube. They was saying it. It was like, things about to get different, son. And I'm like, oh, word. I don't know. Shit, they right? Do YouTube be right? YouTube be correct sometimes? Do you Tizzaloo be right? I don't know, yo. But it's been some moments, past few days. It's been some moments where I'm like, wow, y'all bugging the fuck out. And for no apparent reason. You know? But I digress. There's a lot on the agenda. A couple shows coming up. None to really like go. We're gonna take it, but it's not like that. So don't. We're getting there, Chiefs. We're getting there. All right, people. We are getting there. Those times will be coming. You know. But yeah, go to the website andredthompson.com and listen to the I mean, y'all already listening to the podcast, so don't you know. All right, you feel what I'm saying? But what you can do is find the YOWDER zine. I made like a little, I don't know how to really describe it. It's like a photo book, maybe downloadable, you know, view it PDF style. Type Andre D. Thompson and I'll come right up. AndreDThompson.com. Go to the website, scroll down through it, and you'll see it. Just look for the words YOWDER zine. And then you could click the link, or you could click the actual title, and you could check it out. You know what I mean? See what your boy been up to, you know? What's been keeping me busy? I'm gonna go ahead and smoke a little weed. Get a little meditation, like a quick one, like a little power one, like a little quick. Close your eyes real quick, like bow, and then go ahead and start with round 2 of the day. It's gonna be a 12 round bout, or not. It could be in the walk. It could be a walk in the park. You know. So, wish me luck, people. Any of this has something to do with the podcast? It's gonna be no. You know it didn't, but we're here anyway. So I'll go ahead and tell you what the podcast is about. This one is about a good friend of I. Good friend of I. Good friend of I. That's what the fuck I get trying to talk fancy. The homie Zilla Vodnas. All right. I hope she understands that I'm in a flustered moment. Okay. Zilla Vodnas. I always just call her Zilla. This is why you shouldn't just say a person's one name or have nicknames for people, because then times come up where you're gonna need the full name, and then here you go with your fucking one name shit. Yeah, I was correct. Also, maybe I should just have more confidence. Maybe I should just believe in myself more, because apparently I knew the name and I still felt like I was fucking up. Zilla Vodnas. Okay, I did fuck up because I felt like when I said it, I put an extra N and there isn't one. I was just messing up, mispronouncing her name. Zilla Vodnas. And We on this bitch rapping. You dig? I think y'all gonna love it. I had a good time in the episode. You know what I'm saying? So I think that will carry through. Hopefully it does. Hopefully you enjoy. Have you a good day.
We're sorry.
Whether it's challenging or not. Meet the challenge. Onward and forward. That sound like a jackass.
Oh, 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 oh.
Yo, it's good.
What up? Oh shit.
Yo, I'm so glad to be here. Thank you so much.
I'm fucking happy you on it.
Sorry for the mix-up.
Hey.
I'm like looking at my schedule and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta be with Andre.
Yo, there's no mix up. Ain't no need to be sorry. We lit. Things are great. We talking. Ain't nothing wrong.
Awesome.
That's the way I'm doing things. If the thing that I wanted is happening, then fuck am I talking about?
Yo, then it's all gravy, right?
Right? Pretty much. That's how I'm trying to move. Fuck am I complaining about is my new everything. Every day.
That's a good one in the post-pandemic world.
Yeah, just be like, fuck you complaining about. That's how I try to start my day. Is that not a positive? At least that's the best I can come up with to start off with a good one.
You like I'm here. Everything from here above.
It's Gucci. What the fuck? I nailed this part. This part, I'm back on this bitch. All right, so I'm good.
That's dope.
You don't do this. This may or may not be weird, but like I have moments where I just start like, all right, you see movies that have the moment where the guy like some explosion happens or shots go off and then the character taps their body and be like, oh, I still have everything.
Yes.
I do that shit.
On a regular, you be like,
every once in a while, it'll just happen to me where I just tap like certain parts. I'll be like, oh shit, everything's still there.
Yo.
Like, that's weird.
No, not at all. Look, man, it's like you like doing, you know how people be like wallet phone keys? You doing that, but like for your soul.
Keys.
You're like, yo, I'm here. My legs is good.
That's it. You gave it the synopsis it needed.
I'm breathing, we lit. Yeah.
For your soul. That is exactly the project that I'm trying to do. That's been my pandemic project. Is to try to detrash myself.
Looking inward.
Looking inward. That's a funny thing. That sentence caught me because I felt like I heard it in two separate ears. My ignorant side heard looking at N-words.
No,
and then
never.
My correct ears.
Throw me out with the trash if I said some dumb shit like that.
No, it's not you. This is 110% Zilla. This is 110% a me thing. This is a day-to-day conversation to conversation me thing. I hear something and it like splits. Yes, it like splits into what my brain interpreted, what I heard versus what the fuck the person said.
That's hilarious. That's like, you remember those old pictures they used to have? It was like, you look at it, it's an old lady, but if you look at it again, it's a young lady. Like that's how like your brain operating.
There's like a dual picture fucking thing happening, but with words and sentences. I mix it up with everybody's conversation. Parts of me, I used to have like I don't know if it's a fear, but maybe a concern is a better word for it. I would have a concern that I'm like, if I'm hearing, is it that I have bad hearing? You know what I mean? Like I used to think it was like a system of I have a difficulty with hearing.
I feel like it's that your brain is twice as fast.
Okay, as you said that, so I started to look into it, right? I started looking at because this is what happened. It happens a lot where there's even the other side of it where like everything is complete silence. I'm sitting in complete silence and I can hear it. I can't even describe it. Like I can hear things going on. You know what I'm saying? So I look into it and this might be of the vein you said, where it's like there's a your hearing is just buzzing at a different level, so you just hear a lot of shit.
I feel also too though, like from what I've experienced from like your comedy and stuff, I feel like you're very much the cat that like wants to see things from multiple perspectives. So I feel like it's just you approaching, even day-to-day things. The way the brain works, I used to be a teacher, and everybody learns completely differently. And like you learn so much about your own brain when you're working with people that work in a different way than you do. Because then you start to think, well, shit, how do I interpret things? So like I just feel like you are on some like, you hear it one way, then you hear it the other. And then, so walk me through what happens next though. Do you wait a beat and you be like, yo, let me figure out which one they doing?
Yes. So it depends on the situation. It always depends on the situation. If I'm with, comfort zone situation, and it's like friends, family, people I love type of shit, I'll blurt out the one that I made up. I know I made this shit up. I blurt out the interpretation one. And I've learned to do that just because it's like, it frees me up to say it. It does feel good to just let it be heard of what I also heard. But I found that around family and friends, it usually results in all of us enjoying a moment. So yeah. I just got to the habit of sharing, yo, I know what you said, but this is also what I heard that came out. And then
but real quick, let's open door number 2 and look at the other thing.
So like everybody in my household is used to that, where they talk to me and it's like, he might drop in another whole sentence that like auditory wise, it sounds like it can match.
I get what you mean.
Different words and syllables and shit. So it's a odd thing that would happen to me that I started to make note of. Kinda.
Nah, that's the duality. I love it.
It's shit. Even that word and words that are like similar to it. It's been all right. Put it this way: the past 6 months to a year-ish, I've been trying to. It's like hyper download mode. I've been trying to look at everything, like all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? Like, so even when I did your show, I would watch the way you would post on your Instagram, because I'll pitch. It looks curated.
Yo, that's why I fuck with you, because once I found out that one time we was in the back of the pair and I found out about your art background, I was like, yo, I fuck with Andre so hard, because both you and I have visual art backgrounds.
And we apply that. You have your camera set up and the lighting and the visit. I'm enjoying it because it's
aesthetics. Like, we into aesthetics.
That word, you see that word right there? That word has taken up so much of my brain's ability. Like, it's like a lens kind of how I view things, where even it spilled over into even how I exercise, yo. That like pursuit or like, inspiration of aesthetics, even like it spilled over into like my approach on trying to stay healthy.
Oh, but so because you're thinking long game, not short term. Like, you get what I mean? Like, you're thinking about the package that is Andre. Like, the one thing, when I think of aesthetics and someone who applied aesthetics in a way that people, like in modern times, like no matter how people feel about Kanye West politics or music, Kanye built the package. You know what I mean? Like he was like, the album cover is going to look like this. My fashion show is going to match the palette that matches the album cover. And then I'm going to marry the woman that matches the aesthetic for the time. Yeah. Yo, like, so he literally built like a whole image. And I think it's wild how you're saying, like, now you're applying that, sometimes it always makes me laugh. Like, sometimes I think when, like, so I'll give you an example. You said that about your fitness, like sometimes cats will tell me, they'll be like, oh, you could gain a little bit of weight. Like, it's cool. I don't mind. And I'm like, yeah, but that's like, I don't like the way it looks on stage, or like, it's a whole full thing.
There's thing that it's in your mind. There's like a mind's eye. There's a picture you got. that you see, you already know the full fucking picture when it's painted in, it's colored and everything.
And this is what it looks like.
And
Yeah.
you got it, and you're like trying to bring it out for everybody else to see what you also seeing.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
it's like mirrored onto yourself.
Yeah, and even like from the footwear, like what I used to wear footwear wise when I did stand up at the start is way different from now.
Yep.
And like if I knew I was doing a different type of show, I would dress differently. Or sometimes, you know, a lot of people wear shit with logos on stage. I try not to do that because like then when they take a picture, you know what I mean? Like, and there's a weird thing. So I heard this once, an acting coach once told me that when you do like, you know, you send in self-tapes, they were like, yo, some people believe you should always dress really memorable, and some people believe the opposite, that you shouldn't dress memorable at all because then they remember your you know, performance. Instead of your they remember the clothing instead of the performance. So I feel like you actively have to think about the aesthetics in almost every move you make right now, you know, like when you're trying to do something where image is tied so closely to it. And that's why like a lot of people I know a lot of people don't like Twitch. I fuck with Twitch, but I don't feel like someone invited me over to Clubhouse, and it's like I would do Clubhouse, but like to me, the thing I have the most fun with, the visual, is removed. So like last night on my Twitch show, I have a confetti gun and I shot rounds of confetti because that's the stupid shit that I want to do for Twitch.
Fun as fuck.
Yes. So like, and it doesn't mean that I would never do only audio because I do a podcast, but like, you know, I feel like that's why right now I kind of love it. It's kind of Wild West, and all of us are picking outside of stage time. We're picking the other thing we're doing, whether it's are we doing podcasts, are we doing vlogs, are we going on Twitch, we doing YouTube, and everybody's picking what works best for them.
Hell yeah. It's like not even just that. It's kind of like that's not the word, the phrasing I want. It's that, and in my sense, like finding what also fits you. Like we choose, like we're trying to choose things, and then sometimes the thing is like, hey pimp, I don't fit you, take me up.
Yeah.
And that's like, that's why I found like certain you know, even with like something like Twitter, all right, a social media can have an aesthetic to how you use it. And I've even changed how I use my Twitter. You know, like I started to think the way I would think for a curation of my Instagram, or like how something could look visually. And I tried to apply it to a text-based medium. So like the way I would allow my thoughts to be said in real time is the way I try to tweet it now.
That's the best way. That's the best. Yeah, I feel
staggered.
Yes. And I also, Twitter is, first of all, there's some people who is absolutely destroying on Twitter right now. So no shade to Twitter. There's people that's killing Twitter. They getting famous. They getting booked on Twitter. But like, it doesn't, once again, I'm very much the aesthetic. Like, I love your personality. It's so dope to talk to you and see you. You know what I mean? Like, that means a lot to me. And also, like, as a consumer, like someone, so not only am I someone who creates, I also consume. And I think too, like, I'm never gonna want to make something that I wouldn't fuck with if it wasn't me.
That's genius shit.
Cause it's like you know, you see people push shit out and they're like, I don't really like it, but it's something. It's like, that's when, you know, you hear people, I don't know if you heard that, like, and I disagree with it, like there's a many layered argument, but like Martin Scorsese says something about like how he finds it really weird that like the word content belongs to the internet now, because content used to be a word that like meant other things. And like, I think content is very important. And also like the internet, real talk, is kind of forever. So it's like, if you put something up and then you don't love it, someone could have saved it. So like you could take it down and I still, you know,
have another birth again.
Yes. But I really, once again, I just fuck with your whole aesthetic. I love, congrats on the zine shit. That's so dope.
Thanks, yo. Shit.
Fantastic photography, man.
Photography makes me very happy. it's not like comedy doesn't. It has nothing to do where they're like competing, but it's like it serves a different thing. Like it makes me feel good in a different way. Like so, yo, I would just walk around and just get like anybody that walked with me long enough could tell you this happened to them at least once. I was walking with Dre, and then the nigga just stopped walking. He just stared at her, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll look back and see me in complete. I am not physically here no more. I'm just staring, and it could be at a person, it could be at a fucking dead dog thing or whatever the fuck, a bird on the floor, a light. Sometimes I'll just catch myself staring at colors, like the way that your background with where the books are, the fact that that color is different from the color that's in the foreground does something for my brain. Like
that art shit, man.
It's enjoyable. So like I found I even started to like try to like rekindle possibilities of drawing and shit like that, try to paint or whatever. And it's like I'm you know, I ain't showing that to no, that's nothing to put up nowhere. However,
no, but that speaks to look.
I feel like there's like a connection where me painting and being shit at it is somehow making me better at the things that I am good at. I
Absolutely.
don't know the line. I don't know how to, you know what I mean, put that in terms. But I feel as though my attempt over here, although it's a whew of an attempt, it's me doing it, somehow makes me better at the things that I'm actually already good at.
If I could pitch why I think this.
Always.
So once again, we both have similar backgrounds. We had a similar story. For a brief period of time in high school, I was in a program at Cooper Union to see if I could go to the next level of like painting for college. And a woman came up to me and she was just like, "This ain't it, shorty." You know, like you're all right at this. You need to be on a whole nother. Yeah. But the one thing that I take from painting, and mostly the painting that I did the worst at, I loved oils. Okay. I loved acrylics. I fucking hated watercolor. And the reason why is because at that point in my life, I was still young. I would get very easily frustrated. And watercolor is all about control. You do like 2-3 little strokes, then you put a little like, and then you have you cooking this. It's almost like in that way making a recipe where if you overdo it, you fucked it up. So it's a patience that I didn't have when I was younger, and I think you're applying that same thought processes where you like drawing something, you're like, damn, I shouldn't have done that, or I should have done more of this. You're now when you sitting down and you at the pen and pad like writing your jokes. You applying that same like maybe come from this way, trial and error, and that's always refreshing.
I like that.
It keeps your shit like everything's a toolbox, and if you even just being patient. Like the funny thing about drawing is humbling. I haven't drawn in a long time. If I drew now, my homegirl Diana, she just got a studio space. We started painting and drawing at the same time, and she just is like phenomenal now because she's been doing it nonstop. And you be like sometimes she'd be like, yo, draw something. I'll be like, no, like
not next to you. I ain't drawing shit next to you.
Yeah.
Damn.
But I also think it's also cool. You can get really worn down by comedy. Like I know for a little bit there was a point of time where I would look at my notebooks and just be like, I hate all of this. And not because I actually did, but because sometimes you just need to work on something else. And that was the cool thing about Twitch was like, I have a video background. So after my shit with Cooper, I pivoted and I went to film school. And so like all I did was before I got on Twitch was all I wanted to do was make really silly, stupid, like almost like GIFs. I really love GIFs. Like I think there's a lot of digital art. I don't know if I'm a big fan of the selling digital art now, that whole shit.
The NFT space.
NFTs, like I'd have to, see more about it.
It's very confusing as far as I know.
Yes, and like recently someone posited like or posed the question like this would mean that someone could buy an NFT of a Basquiat and then the original could be destroyed and they would just own the NFT. And I was like, yo, no. You know, like
Nah, that don't sound
no,
smart.
it's a weird, yeah, it's a weird
I
thing.
understand the idea of new creation. So like all right. So if I take a picture and then edit the picture and then, do some type of photo manipulation from my point of view on my image, then process it so that it can be shared to the internet. There's only one copy of that, technically,
Yes.
from the creator. So if I were to post that on a site where it's for bidding and things like that, a person purchases it. Now we can come to the agreement that I will just not print no more of this shit. You
Yes.
have it, bro.
You have it. You
It's
have the one.
yours. I'm not gonna make no fucking more of this.
No.
I'll store it on a hard drive just in case you fuck yours up and you could come back to me and get one more. But I am never gonna look at this picture again. I made it, it's done. You liked it, you bought it, finished. If people can handle that agreement, then it could be something, but do not ever destroy
No.
tangible life things.
And I feel like the NFT stuff should be, and that's why I fuck so much with the like internet, is when I went to film school, I was easily the brokest person in my film school. And it absolutely destroyed it for a long time. I had hard feelings about the fact that like people made better projects than me, not because they were more creative than
just
me.
the fucking money.
They had the access to shit. So
I feel you.
So like even, and you remember like it's art supplies, better paint costs more money. Pigments are expensive.
To be of a certain
financial
background,
bracket. Yep.
You know what I mean? From the certain part of the neighborhood, and to have the abilities of an affluent person can get stressful.
Yes.
Because you got all of this affluent shit in your brain, and then you look at your day-to-day so-called reality, and it can have some difficulty matching. If you're not careful, you can fuck around and choose what you see in front of you versus what you see in your head, and then lose the shit.
Oh, and it's like it makes you not want to keep thinking on that level anymore. Now you're putting a ceiling on your creativity, and that's a crime. And
that's
it's
how
like
you lose it.
Yes.
You start believing the reality, in quotations, I say that, and then you lose your ability to alter reality because you gave into one. You like submitted your doctrine. You gave it in. You're like, all right, this is the reality I'll follow, and I'm done making my own shit up. I'm gonna go with y'all.
Absolutely.
Now you lost your superpower. You had some shit before. You was cooking. And you fucked around, and bang, it's gone now. You probably get a little something back, but I don't know if it's gonna hit the same.
No, and that's the thing. It took me years to get it back. And what's crazy is the one thing, because people be slandering like little shit on TikTok. Here's why I fuck with the internet. When I started making film, you had to buy a very expensive camera. I will never forget. When I did my thesis, I did it on 18 millimeter film or 16 millimeter film. Wow. And I had to go to Kodak and pay cash money. I had to get everybody pulled their money. Then when we were shooting, if we ran out of film, that was it. You know what I mean? And now a phone has a more powerful lens than those cameras had back then for thousands of dollars. Yeah, but no, not like film. Film is always going to be top of the pops, right?
I know that 16 you shot.
But digital back then,
bonkers.
Digital back then was,
digital used to look rough.
Like shit, right? Yeah, so now 16 mil, right? But now, and I would love to, that's like, I think goals is like future goals is I have money. That's it. Me and Andre, we're going to do a 16 millimeter film.
Exactly.
But now people be like, oh, this person, I don't respect that they became famous on TikTok. Let me tell you something. There is people out there in their little humble apartments making funny ass shit. They deserve a forum. I'm not saying that, now there's like, you're not gonna get famous if you don't have a TikTok. I don't believe all that either. But what I'm saying is, let kids from the middle of nowhere. I love. You ever seen those movies, Andre? That they be these from countries in Africa. These kids be making movies
Oh,
themselves
yeah,
on a
yeah.
phone. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. Let them.
Absolutely.
You know, it
I feel like the
becomes
people who have that shit is ones who have fear in them.
yes.
That's a fear thing to have in you. You scared of you just think if somebody else got a shot, yeah, you ain't got a shot. So that's why you
Yes.
want to shit on everybody else's shot because you scared. Ultimately, you a bitch. You just gotta whoever out here on some nah, it should be that only one person at a time ever gets a shot. Blah, blah, blah. You scared, bro. You sound terrified.
There's two things about that. That's the methodology of thinking. That method of thinking is if someone else is eating, I'm starving. We could all be eating, right?
Look, anybody who thinks like that, what you're telling me is I'm terrified. This is what I hear when I hear a person talk like that. I hear, oh my goodness, I'm so scared. That's how I hear it. No matter who's talking and how tough and gangster you sound, nah, nigga, I don't give a fuck. But anybody go just one at a time. Oh my goodness, I think that's not gonna be enough. That's how I hear that shit. You sound like a bitch.
I think it's because they're scared. Like now that the playing field is a little more level, it's not about who you know. It is very much. But you get what I mean? Now there's other people operating in the I don't give a fuck who you know. I'm going to start my little channel on YouTube. Look at someone like another one, like, you know, we talked about aesthetics before. Look at someone like Lil Nas X who like literally made his record.
Changed everything up.
Put it up. Now I saw a commercial for him for Adobe. And I was like, that's a great partnership because he represents exactly why people should be getting Adobe Suite because then you just make your shit at home, man.
Mm-hmm. It's like inspiration, creativity, community, things like sharing, anything that comes with like peer-to-peer type of thing is gonna be beneficial. It's like a comedy show too, where you have a variety comedy show. Say there's 6 comics on there and then a host. Comics who are thinking, I hope you don't kill too hard. You're fucking the show up. If every comic goes up there and knocks that out the park, as far as the people are concerned, the art of comedy just looks more amazing. No one's ever harmed by good things happening.
This is a relay race.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
you want somebody to get to you as quick as possible, and then you're like, bang, and you're like,
smooth rhythm. There's rhythm in that. You
don't want the other person to come up to you huffing and puffing and be like, here, you go now.
It's all greasy. There's chicken grease on the baton. Like, why you get chicken grease? How you eating and running? You fucking us up. For real.
No, absolutely. But like you said, I think that's all based in insecurity. And, you know, as a person who, like, when I started comedy, I'm sure I was fucking insecure. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But then you get to the point, what I always tell people is like, and like, I look at 80s comedy and I want to take it back to there. Because the reason why is you had 10 comics on the lineup and all of them were drastically fucking different. They was all different. One person did one-liners. One person was mean and roasted the audience. One person had a little voice or whatever shit. They all had different personalities. They all dressed different. And that, like you said, lent to the show. Because it was like, look at this beautiful like team of people we got together. This dude's talking about whatever, the other person's doing crowd work. That's how you curate a comedy show. And that's one of the things that like, and I know like I would hope in the future that all of us don't have to do comedy for free so much anymore. Because I think what happens is when you ask people time and time again to give from their heart, because comedy is like if you're doing it right, that's a part of you. When you're asking people to give that up for free, it fucks with their head after a while because then they're
Yeah.
like, does this have value? And then also, you can't expect for them to roll up a hundo professional when you're not giving them, they paid that they paid for their Metro card to get there. You know, maybe they got a drink ticket, but they had to tip the bartender. So because what I try to explain to people, like people be like, yo, can I go up early? Can I go up late? Like if they try to do it on the fly, I always try to explain to them, yo, I got you. But understand that I try to put you in a spot in the lineup where I know you really gonna pop off because this person leads into you and then the other person takes it out. And that's the one thing that I wish like on lineups they understood. You know, recently I had a comic who's like he's very good. He's a downer. And I was like, yo, I can't put you absolutely first, but I put you second. Cause I was like, cause if we start the show, your shit's real good. But if we start the show with you like downer, like people are gonna be like, what is this? You know what I mean? Like they might leave. You know, you're trying to
That's
maintain
funny.
an audience,
Yeah.
especially for live shows. So it's like you said, like you have to be so secure in your jokes that where you just feel like a part of like, yo, let's get this. Let's just, you know, do a good job tonight. Yo, the fact that people get mad when other people kill, what?
It's just, man, anytime anything to do with fear, anything to do with being afraid of whatever the fucks is going to result negatively. I cannot find a situation where being afraid will help me either think correctly, move correctly, make the right choices, behaviors. I can't find any situation, yo. I can't spot it where
So wait,
fear is gonna help me out.
I gotta look this up. Let me see if I can find it real quick. There's like a statistic about anger and how it affects the brain or being scared.
Oh shit, I believe it already.
Yo, so
I believe it already. I'm sure once you get angry,
it's like
you get dumb.
essentially the percentage of your cognition, which is your decision
Mhm.
making, plummets the more angry you get because more of your brain is dedicated to being angry, scared,
Yep.
sad. So what ends up happening is your decision making gets real wonky. You know what I mean? And it's like you have a baseline for like if you're above your baseline in anger, you're gonna make much quicker decisions because you're like, yo,
Yep.
let's get this over with. I'm mad. And I love that you said that bringing that to the stage is like problematic because then suddenly really good shit that you wrote is getting tainted by like this delivery that doesn't belong there. And then
Oh,
what happens? Then what happens is you be like, yo, that joke don't work. The joke absolutely works. It's just that you was mad or you were, you know, yeah. I've doubted my, you know, I'm a lot better now with doubting myself, but getting angry on stage or like I remember one time I was in a green room and someone like burst into tears over some shit on her phone.
Yeah.
And like another one of the comics was like, yo, you need to get the fuck out of this room. And at the time I remember being like, yo, that's so harsh. But looking back, it was go time. We were all about to get called out. Like you know, it was like and after I met up with her after when we talked, we worked it through her shit. It was sort of like with her man or some shit. But like I thought about that cat after and I was like, yo, he wasn't wrong. You know, he was like, yo, you can't bring this to us because right now our brains need to be 100% dedicated.
Well, I think I might have a pushback on that because
Hit me.
when I think about the anytime somebody can say, yo, have you bombed? And I can think of the time I'm like, yo, that shit was that one right there, yo. You remember like old TV shit when somebody would get asked a question and they just get stuck and in time
and then it happens. There's a flashback.
I remember where, when, how, what caused it, the recipe, the clothing, the drive, the everything. For me, it was that I allowed others to influence what was going on in here. They allowed them in.
Okay, I don't need to know details because you're personal shit, but like, was it angry? What was the vibe they brought to your table?
It was just various weird things. Comments about my body. Hey,
no.
something about your arms. And putting that dick on the table. Like, just being weird. Everybody was fucking weird that day. and it just kept one by one. And I was hearing it. And the thing that I've realized is the usual productive Andre would go, fuck off. But it comes from a good place of, I just don't want others downloads. I'm not trying to download nothing right now. It's not that whatever. I ain't trying to download nothing.
You trying to clear the trash? We clearing the tabs, the search history.
I just can't fuck with it. You talking, but nothing is getting picked up. And then that day, I must have had my shoulders down. Boy, wasn't feeling right or something. I started hearing and I started actually listening. And then I went up and ate a dick. Died. I out of body experience. I was watching myself pass. Like I was watching it happen. And I know exactly what it was. And it was I allowed other downloads. So I brought that up because I'm thinking about if I'm in that green room and girl over there, boom, starts crying. I can't imagine anywhere in my brain to even think up to be like, yo, take that outside. My brain would be like, all right, dude, that's supposed to happen. You know what I mean? Like these things.
It's a part of the process.
I look at it's anime and weird fucking mystical shit only makes sense. It's like you see these sequences of the character in the center, and you know it's always when that person has something to do. There's mission time, there's go time for that character, and however, it's always the same thing. There's a massive chaos going on around him or her anytime this is going on in anime, but the characters in the story showing you that they just did something real quick to like find a piece and then boom, get it done. So I grew up watching that, and I grew up like that's supposed to be real somehow. You look at any story of, you know, whomever, look at these athletes. The fucking crowd is going 8 nuggets. They yelling the wildest shit you could ever say. It's 5,000 billion people. The illest lights is on you. You have the best competition on the planet Earth also looking you dead in your freaking face, breathing down your neck. And you still got to be like, shh, go time.
Yeah, because you're looking inward.
So what I'm saying is I'm trying.
Finding that peace.
So when Shorty's crying or dude's going off about he bet some money and he lost, I still got to go up. The people out there and me, that shit, they don't give up. I can't go up there and tell them I'm eating a fat one because somebody bet a couple bucks and it didn't, blah, blah, blah. I better figure out a way to
they don't care.
Make something connect. So I can't be like, yo, shorty, leave the green room because your life is happening right now in the my life. Who the fuck am I to tell you?
But I also like this level. The way you've taken it too is also testament to like, I know you're like New York comedy. When you commuting between shows, you see some grimy, crazy, fucked up shit on the train, and you still gotta go and
talk about that. I remember the night before I got this audition, I had an audition. And the night before the audition, I went out to a friend's birthday party and I got jumped. Full on squabble. Like,
I'm sorry, man.
Hood party shaking. Back of the basement, dirty. It's Henny bottles on the floor, liquor, nigga time. It's shit going down. Flags is out. It's ridiculous. Got jumped. And then I wake up 6 a.m. I take my ass down to the city. And I'll do the audition. I got it. I got paid. I got the shit, but that was still there. I still had the little nugget on my chin, and like, you know, I'm talking a little different today because of this. And they're like, "What the fuck? You here?" And I'm like, "Yes, yeah."
You do it, yo, because you approach it. I love how you do artistic, but you also approach it as athletic. So you're also thinking about, you ever hear those crazy stories? They'd be like, they won the Super Bowl even though they found out hours before that. their girl had died in a car crash, you know? Then they only mention it after they win the game. They're holding the trophy. They're like, my girlfriend just died. You know, like I feel like that's you on both sides of it. You like, I'm gonna also take it in, but also sometimes I'm just gonna be like, no, it's go time, and I'm gonna fucking kill it.
Like, I don't know. It's because you know what it is too. In both situations, it's like the same thing. Like, all right, I'm in a fight. I gotta make it out. That's the goal. Make it out of it. Then the whole pursuit of this thing of an art, you know, that thing that doesn't have there's no laid out way, ain't no safety net. Once you tell your mom and your family you're doing it, they like, what? No, what? You know, it's one of those type of pursuits, which also kind of could have the same feeling. Adrenaline is popping off. You know what I mean? Like, you start thinking, how I'm gonna get it. I need to get this audition. I need this. If I don't get this, I'm fucked. Even though that's not the ultimate truth, in the moment it feels true. Where it's like, shit, I've been working at this for how long? I ain't get nothing. Like, I'm gonna need that. So it's like in both situations, I'm looking at it like, yeah, we gotta, if we gotta do this,
No
for
days
me
off.
to get to the thing,
Yeah.
we gotta do this. I would love to do it over coffee, but y'all not fucking letting me. So since we not having coffee, let's do it this way then. Damn it. I still gotta get it though. The end result mean I gotta get it.
How do you, if you could give advice to what is something, okay, no, even better, because I'm curious. What is something you did, what was in your approach to comedy in your first year that you're like, nah, like that was wrong?
Thinking that you treat it like professional. You come in, hello, good evening. I'm Andre D. Thompson. You write your name down. Go up, you perform. Thank you. You enjoyed it? That's great. Thank you. I'm available tomorrow night. All right, thank you. And then you go to fuck home. Don't do that shit.
How you supposed to do it? How you supposed to do it?
This shit is extremely social.
Yes, it is. It's
Extremely social.
It's very social.
And it's like
circles. In
hangouts ways, yo.
Yeah.
Like, it makes you look at the social ability and you could call it the animal side of humanity if you want to. Just the fact that we do function in a not a group thought, but like community way. People like to have their shoulders on next to another shoulder. At some point, no matter who you hate or who you like, you're gonna want to find somebody who feel the exact same way, or at least close enough, so y'all can shoulder up and be on y'all bullshit together. Humans want to do that. That's why I don't really support. Like, I understand how gangs are negative in their result, but as far as the birth of it, where it come from, is the same.
Oh, anybody who questioned why anybody join a gang is just not from that kind of neighborhood.
It's not even that. You not using your brain. You think you smart. You're not using all of it.
But yeah,
that's pretty much what I chuck it up to. I don't care where the fuck you come from, because if you can understand why your goofy ass daddy joined that golf club, then
you can understand. Absolutely. And I feel like when it came to, back in the day, they used to have social clubs, not even gangs. And, they dismantled all of that stuff. You know what I mean? You look at something like the Black Panthers, where it's like they was doing school lunch, doing free meals, and they dismantled that. So, of course, people are going to fucking get frustrated. You need to unify. But to counter that, one thing I wish I could tell myself is that, so how you said it's social?
Yeah.
I would tell myself my first year that it is social, but it's hard. You'd be hard pressed to find community. I wish, like, there's a lot of people that, like, they just only give a fuck about themselves. Back to that whole, like, insecure shit.
Yeah, you will find you can find, yeah.
But it just takes more work. You know what I mean? Because, like,
you can also find at the same time almost, maybe like this, like if I enter, like, comedy's a place, like it's a mall. And you enter comedy, and then you can see there's like, all right, normal brain, normal brain. All right, that's another normal brain over there. Oh shit, I can see one up by the little H&M comedy. Boom, little normal brain over there. And then you can like fuck around and get you four or five people that can function with the, you know, they shit is on right, and they got a purpose about it. They brain is working, and they're in comedy going, yo, I'm making this do what it do. I'm joining the club. I'm not here for fucking drinks and Instagram pictures, motherfucker. I'm trying to do the do. You find a couple that all feel that way, and that's it. Y'all just rock. You really do not need the rest of the weirdos. They are furniture. The rest of them is furniture.
But you gotta. So for those who is not in comedy, the mall is packed though.
Oh, the mall jumping.
So you finding people.
Pairs of Jordans are out.
You're finding people at the top of the escalator, but there's like 3 floors up, and there's only like he said, there's only 4 or 5 total. That's the thing. Like, there's so many people be like, oh yeah. Like, you know, especially when it comes to like producing shows or doing spots, you know, people talk a big talk, but when it comes to actually doing the things, it's very hard.